Hey guys, Campy here. GoPro Hero 9. I'm going to do a full review on it after I've had it a little bit longer, but let me show you what I use it for. Okay, so what's the intent? I want to do a review fully on the GoPro Hero 9 Black once I've had it under my belt for a little bit longer. But currently, I want to show you what I'm using it for. I want to let you know that I'm using it for other videos that I'm posting on another channel related to my weight loss and weight loss activity and trying to get healthier overall. So what am I using it for? Let me show you, and let's just delve right into it. Firstly, let me show you, and I'm a little embarrassed of me in the pool, but let me show you it in the water. Okay, so it's waterproof down to 33 feet or 10 meters. No one's really going to use it pretty much, I don't think, beyond 15, 20 feet, maybe a single atmosphere, not much more than a second atmosphere, which would be right around 30-ish feet deep. But that swimming pool action that I showed you, I had it in the pool for about 15 minutes. Underwater, probably a good 10 to 12 minutes. Another aspect I'm going to be using this for is bike riding. I'm going to mount it either to a chesty that I have, or in this case that you'll see, I've mounted it to the actual handlebars of the bike. I also have this aluminum mounting kit that I purchased, which I'm also going to do a review of here very soon. Now, what you probably noticed, there was a few times where I let the music drop down so you could hear the actual audio of the GoPro. And where you hear that vibrating noise, that's the bike vibrating over some of the, I don't know, ribs, I guess, that are in the gravel that you hear there. And it's like a harsh kind of vibration. Basically what I'm trying to say is that it's vibrating and shaking a lot, and you don't see it translated into the camera. And I don't have a suspension on the camera itself. It is mounted to an aluminum piece that is mounted to the handlebars. There's nothing dampening other than the tires. And if you probably don't know what kind of bike I have, but let me show you a picture of it real quick. There's no suspension other than the tires. This is not a suspension bike. This is a road bike. Road bike, hybrid, street type bike. So riding on the gravel, the vibrations were vibrating the camera. You could hear it in the camera, but you couldn't see it necessarily translated into the video, which was I liked. It was a great video. Next here, I went and tried to go and do one of my first runs, I guess, with the GoPro. And here is a short snippet of a couple different views of me holding it. One, me holding it and showing you running. Okay. And secondly, here's one of me holding it, but facing it forward in front of me, showing you that I'm running down a trail. And with that, if you notice that you see things that are closer to the camera that are kind of moving up and down with the rhythm of the camera, but when you go look out in the horizon and some of the further objects, they're just straight steady, not moving at all. I mean, just it's amazing what this camera can do. Okay, so some of the cool stuff that we have also with the camera that it's capable of doing is the time warp. And in this, footage of the time warp, I set it on the camera and off it went. And this was also, as some of the other videos about with me showing it on the bike, is mounted to a bike with no suspension on the bike, no suspension on the camera itself. And I just hit time warp and off I went. Now what's kind of really cool about that is that when you're doing the time warp, you can actually, there's a button on the screen. If you just tap the screen and then you tap that button, you can actually bring it back down to normal speed, turn the camera back towards you, which I did right here. All right, so there's this hill I like to call the Devil Hill. I just found his bigger, badder brother, but we're gonna be okay. Back to the riding. Check you out. And in that aspect where I turned it around, I was sitting on the mount, I just turned it around, tilted it towards me, said what I had to say, turned it back forward, punched that button, I was back into time warp. Time lapse I kind of like. Also, it's really cool. It's a whole set and forget type of thing. You can actually forget about it. I think I've done three time lapses on it, and I've actually forgotten about it, I think, once. Not fully. I was just like, oh geez, it's been 2 hours, get it. Yeah. So on this time lapse that I did, it just set it out on the back deck, set it on the tripod, sorry. I actually just used this just a little bit ago, popped the legs out, and tripod, set it up on the jobby here, and just tilted up towards the sky and hit go and let it run. I let that run for about 2 hours, and in those 2 hours I got about this, because I can't remember right now, but I got about this amount of time in actual recording. Maybe there's some other features I might try to bring in and expand with and experiment with. Yeah, so these are the best features so far that I find that I'll be using probably daily, weekly with this GoPro Hero 9 Black. I know. I don't think I'll use a whole lot of other features. I might experiment with them and throw a few in there just to change it up a little bit. But basically on this guy, time warp, some time lapse, to throw in some really good looking B-roll. I'm going to use the 4K 60 a lot. I don't know. I'm leaving the GoPro color in right now, but again, we'll talk about all those features. But I just think right now that swimming, biking, and running are mainly going to be my uses of this GoPro, on top of vlogging. And I'm going to say that what I mean is on the vlogging side of the house, if I'm not using another device that's usually in my pocket, like my phone or something like that, this is my other vlogging device that I'll be using. And hopefully there won't be a big difference between the two, but you know what? I'm fine with it either way. I'm not looking to be a cinematographer. I'm just here to record what I've been doing in my life, and I'm going to add it on some other channels, and again, this guy will be more on the technical review side. Please wait for that. Hopefully when it comes up, I mean, wait for it. Who's going to do that, right? You're going to be going and checking out GoPros, Hero 9s, and other channels until I finally come out with one. And hopefully when I do come out with one, if you have already done me the favor in hitting that subscribe button, and then right behind that hitting that bell so it reminds you, or notify you, not remind you, but notify you when I do post that GoPro final review. And then also while you're there, go ahead and hit that like button so that you can give me a thumbs up, and it'll tell YouTube and all that they like my stuff, and maybe they'll show a little bit more of it. I do appreciate that. So with that, we're done here. I appreciate it. Thank you. Peace.